Welcome back. My final tipping point tonight, the biggest problem with the Democratic Party is they're hypocrites. Russian hacking and cyber warfare waged against the United States, it's not new. Russia hacks us, we hack them. Admiral Mike Rogers, NSA director, testified to that end yesterday in front of the House Intelligence Committee. We already knew it. But where have the Democrats been condemning this threat to our democracy? Only now that it has to do with Donald Trump do they seem to care. The Russians hacked the Pentagon in August of 2015, breaching the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff email system. That email system was down for over 2 weeks. Where was the outcry from Democrats about that? The Democrats are outraged that Carter Page traveled to Russia to give a speech in Moscow while working for the Trump campaign. And perhaps that's justified outrage. It seems to me that it was inappropriate to take an inappropriate action to take when involved with a presidential campaign. Yet when Bill Clinton traveled to Moscow in 2010, where he was paid $500,000 for a speech he gave, while his wife was Secretary of State of the United States of America, where was the outcry from Democrats about that? When it was revealed that the entity that paid Bill Clinton $500,000 for his pearls of wisdom was a firm called Renaissance Capital, a company closely tied to the Russian intelligence community, where was the outcry from Democrats about that? When Hillary's campaign advisor John Podesta went into business with the Russian government while he was planning Hillary's campaign, where was the outcry from Democrats about that? You realize if Hillary had won the election, Podesta would have been in her White House. We would have had a man in business with the Russian government in our own White House. Where was the Democrats' outrage about that? When Hillary Clinton accepted a total of $145 million in donations from 9 different shareholders in the Canadian uranium company Uranium One that was sold to the Russian government in 2010, where was the outcry from Democrats about that? When Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State approved the sale of Uranium One to the Russian government, giving the Russian government control of approximately 20% of U.S. uranium assets, where was the outcry from Democrats about that? Where was the congressional interest in an investigation into Hillary's ties to Russia? Condemnation of Bill Clinton's outrageous speaking fees paid by companies tied to the Russian government? Indignation when Hillary failed to disclose donations she accepted from people tied to Russia's nuke program? That's right, there wasn't any. And I believe that's what we call a double standard. And that's my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you liked the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us live here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.